Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be looking at, uh, we were talking about energy production, and we know that the mitochondria of the cell produces ATP. It's the powerhouse of the cell. And the Krebs cycle, which is B vitamin deficient, B vitamin dependent, especially B1, B2, and B3, the Krebs cycle makes coenzymes, NAD, NADH, and FADH. So it's going to be using NAD and FAD to move hydrogens. N for niacin, and F for B2 riboflavonoids. So you need your B vitamins. These coenzymes help the electron transport chain produce energy, but they're iron dependent and CoQ10 dependent. When people are taking cholesterol medications that are known as statins, in order to produce cholesterol at the bottom, we need this enzyme called HMG-CoA reductase. Okay, you can see we go from acetyl-CoA to HMG-CoA, and to take HMG-CoA to mevalonate, we need this enzyme here called HMG-CoA reductase. We need to reduce HMG-CoA into mevalonate. And then it goes right down this pathway to get cholesterol. But look what else you make in the same pathway of making cholesterol. We also make CoQ10, which we need for energy, and it's an antioxidant. Look what happens with the cholesterol that we make. It makes hormones like testosterone and progesterone and estrogen, right? These are all cholesterol-based hormones. So now the person takes simvastatin or Lipitor or Crestor, which is a statin drug. You block the HMG-CoA reductase, you limit or reduce the amount of cholesterol, but you also limit the amount of CoQ10. Now, if you limit the amount of CoQ10, the mitochondria dysfunctions, it's not producing enough ATP. Where do we have the most mitochondria? We have the most mitochondria associated with the parts of the body that require the most energy, like the muscles. And that's why people who are on statins complain of a condition called myalgia. Anytime you see the word algia, it means pain. Myalgia is muscle pain. Arthralgia is joint pain. Neuralgia is nerve pain. You've heard of a condition called fibromyalgia? That's severe, severe muscle pain. That's from a mitochondrial dysfunction, not producing enough energy. When you don't have enough energy, the muscles are going to cry for pain. But one of the other black box warnings of cholesterol drugs is dementia or cognitive decline. It's a black box warning, like Alzheimer's symptoms, dementia-like symptoms. Why? Well, where do we have the most mitochondria? The parts of the body that are working the hardest, muscles and the nervous system. So if the brain doesn't have enough mitochondrial fuel, the nervous system doesn't function properly. And the brain is like 20% cholesterol, maybe even more. Look at the cell membranes. Remember, cell membranes are proteins, carbs, and fats, and a percentage of the cell membrane, that phospholipid bilayer, is cholesterol. So if you start using statins to lower your cholesterol and you deplete what should be in the cell membranes, there's gonna be some physiological compromise. But this is why pharmacists will always recommend, when a person's on a statin, to take CoQ10. In fact, on days that my exercise and my training is harder, I just up my CoQ10 just a little bit for energy. Okay? So when I come back, we'll talk about CP and creatine phosphate and anaerobic glycolysis.